My girlfriend pulled a terrible prank, and I was exposed for a good part of the day in front of her family and some friends. I left as soon as I could, but now she says it was my fault for ruining the trip. I had a girlfriend of 8 months, we are both 20, who I recently went on what was supposed to be a week-long beach trip in Queensland with her friends and family. She had been planning this trip for a long time and was looking forward to it, especially since I'd get to know them all. On the third day, we planned to go river floating. When we got there, I was looking through my bag before I went to change and couldn't find my trunks. I instead found a new navy blue pair. When I told her this, she replied with, "Oh yeah, that's the extra one I packed in case you lost yours." I thought this was thoughtful. I changed into them, and we all headed down towards the river. We all got into our tubes and started floating off. About 3 minutes and I feel my suit getting baggier, and I even notice a piece is falling off. I was disappointed that they were a cheap pair, but I kept going. Once we hit rapids, it got real though. I felt a sudden rush of cold water, and I noticed my trunks have been torn clear off by the water. I stood up covering myself with just the last piece. Everyone else, about 15 of her friends and family, started to laugh. I was absolutely horrified. One of my biggest fears is being naked in public, and now I was completely nude with no way to get back. I can't tell you how trapped and humiliated I felt. I had to spend the rest of the day with the water up to my shoulders, feeling awkward and embarrassed the whole time. Whenever we were in shallow water, I was forced to stand up and walk exposed in front of them. They weren't prudish either. Her friends and parents made jokes and comments on my body as we went. Her young cousins made sure to comment on the shape and size of my junk when I couldn't cover myself. When we got back to the beach, I had to run covering myself back to my towel. My day was completely ruined. I felt humiliated and angry. When we got back to our room, I was back into clothes trying to forget the day when my girlfriend comes in giggling to herself. She asked me if I liked the new swim trunks, and when I asked what she meant, she told me she had ordered a prank dissolving pair and replaced my other one with it. I was absolutely livid. She had purposefully exposed and violated me because she thought it'd be a good laugh. She even made sure not to pack another pair or a towel. I started yelling and she told me to calm down, saying that it was only a joke. I left that night, and I didn't call her the next day. She called screaming at me, acting like I was the one who had wronged her, saying that she had worked hard for this trip and that I was being immature. But I didn't want to be around someone who would humiliate me, especially considering that her own family and friends would be present. I can understand that I ruined the trip for her, but it feels like her own fault. Best comments. I really hate this trend of humiliating people you're supposed to care for. And the family joined in on making fun. Time to go. You deserve so much better. He did say, "I had a girlfriend," in his first sentence. OP, please tell us this means you broke up with her. She essentially stripped him against his will. That was most definitely SA. In the OP's place, I wouldn't have stayed all day at the beach. I'd have left immediately. I don't think he could leave, since he said they were tubing on a river. That's what makes it so insidious. He literally couldn't leave. She left him with 0 options. Hope to see an update on this. These jokes are hilarious, but the not helping after absolutely draws the line. She should have brought his actual trunks so he could change into them in the water. Letting him run around naked being laughed at and having his junk shamed is so disgustingly wrong to do to someone you're with.